Hey, 大家好，我叫石老师. For today's lesson, we are going to learn some characters that relate to schooling or education. After which, we will learn how to compare. And not comparisons like this thing doesn't have that thing's quickness, but actually this is more than that, or this is less than that. But first, we have the character ja, ja, ja. Now, you may have seen this before in the character for zhu, meaning pig. We have an animal, and jia. This character means the person who does something. So we might use it in phrases like the person who listens, or listeners, the speaker, the writer, etc. And you'll see more about how to use that in our words. So next, we have the character for zhu, which means to cook by boiling. And you'll notice all we did was add 4点 to the bottom. 煮 煮. Notice this has the exact same pronunciation as Lord. 煮. Our next character is the character 老. 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 And it means old. It's also part of how we say 老师. Our last character in this set is the character for to teach or to instruct, pronounced 教. 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 Now our next set of characters are all fundamented on this piece here, pronounced 教. 教. 教, just like instruct. Its meaning is to intersect or to meet. For instance, a fork in the road. 教. All of our next characters have 教 present, and you'll notice most of them borrow the pronunciation in some way. Our next character, for instance, 教. Comparatively or relatively. 教. 教. Just like to call. 我叫 Evan. Next, we have 脚. 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 And you'll notice to the left we have the character for food like we see in fan. So we know this has something to do with food. This actually means 饺, as in 饺子, which is Chinese pot stickers, as they're often called in English. Little rolled dumplings. 饺. And our last character in this set is the character for school. 教 with a tree next to it. This is pronounced 校. 校. 校, like small with a falling tone. 校. And note this means school as in the concept of a campus. Now our last four characters here will help us make fundamental words and phrases. First we have 师, 师, which means teacher or master. 师, and note this is our first level tone with the sh pronunciation. 师. Next we have the character for handsome. 帅. 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 Next, 车. 车, meaning car or cart or wagon. 车. Now note this is distinguished and very different from the pronunciation for to eat. 吃. This is 车 with an 车. And last we have the character for to compare or to contrast, pronounced 比. 比, like a bumblebee. 比. That is all for our characters. Our first two words for today will both include 着, which as we remember means the person who does something. So our first word, 写着. 写着. The person who writes or a writer, as in the writer of a novel or of a letter. 写着. Now there's actually a better word that we'll learn later, which has the same meaning, but this serves that functional purpose and really shows us how 着 works. Next we have 听着. 听着. So person who listens, or the listener. This can also mean audience. 听着. 煮肉煮肉 boil or to cook by boiling meat 煮肉老师老师 so the old master old profession means teacher 老师帅哥帅哥 This is a polite or flattering form of address for men, and it's very similar to 美女 beautiful women, which we learned as a polite or flattering form of address for women. 帅哥公交车公交车 So the public connecting car or the public transport car. This means a bus, a public city bus. Now note this is different from 巴士, which we learned earlier. That means a bus, usually private and for intercity travel. This will be like a local city bus. 公交车开车开车 To open a car is actually to drive a car. Now remember, open has a lot of different functions, usually having to do with starting something or taking command of something. In this case, it means to drive. 开车下车下车 Off or down from or under the bus. This actually means to get off of the bus. Remember that when 下 is at the front of something else, it usually means the verb of coming down from. So, to get off of a bus. 下车 or to get off of a car. 下车比较比较 So to compare and compare. This actually just means comparatively. It'll be used a lot like 很, and that we'll use it before an adjective to say comparatively something. 比较好, that's relatively or comparatively good. 比较饺子饺子 So 饺 means dumpling, as in the Chinese dumplings. And 饺子 is just the dumpling thing. So this is the actual word for dumplings. Now these are very popular all over Shanghai, all over China in general. Many people eat them. You've maybe heard of 小龙饺, which are the like little dragon 饺子. Very popular food in China. 饺子. And lastly, 学校学校 school, the studying institution or school. 学校 And that's all for our words. Today, we're going to learn how to use 比 to make direct comparisons between two objects or two actions. We're also going to compare that with a previous structure that we learned. 没有 Afterwards, we'll talk briefly about how 都, meaning all, can be used in the case of all of something or none of something. So, 比 is often used as a means of directly comparing two objects. So for instance, I am better than you. You speak better than me. We're making a direct comparison between you and me. We've learned something previously, and we're going to review that real quick, on making negative comparisons using 没有. For instance, 小猫没有小狗好玩。小猫没有小狗好玩. So kittens do not have puppies' funness, or they're not as fun as puppies. Now remember, when we have a 没有 b and then an adjective, we're saying that a is not as much as, or does not have as much as, b's quality, right? Not as good as, not as pretty as, not as fun as. One more example. 我觉得晴天没有雨天漂亮。我觉得晴天没有雨天漂亮。So I believe, or I feel that clear skies or clear days are not as pretty as rainy days, or do not have rainy days prettiness. So again, negative comparison. Now let's take this back to B. B will allow us to do a direct comparison. It looks the same as the 没有 structure, in that you have an A, B, and then a B adjective. But it's a direct comparison. So let's just look at some examples. First example, 给我钱比给我爱好一点。给我钱比给我爱好一点. So giving me money is better than giving me love. Or giving me money be giving me love good a little bit. So again, 给我钱比给我爱好一点. Love is a bit better than money. So you'll notice here what's happening is we have this 给我钱. This is our kind of A structure, right? That's the part that is being compared as more than 给我爱, the second part. And then we have our adjective at the end, 好 or 好一点, so good or a little bit good, or better in this case. Direct comparison. Another example, 我今天比平常开心。我今天比平常开心. So I today be regularly or often 开心, happy or open-hearted. So I am happier today than normal or than usually. So you'll notice here what we're doing actually is we're comparing two times. We're saying today versus normally or usually. Happy. I'm happier today than normal. 我今天比平常开心. Now we can also use be to compare two actions. That is to say, we can compare how well I speak versus how well you speak. Or how well he runs, how fast he runs versus how fast she runs. An example, 你说的比我好听。你说的比我好听. So you speak the be me good sounding. What this means is you speak better than me, or what you say sounds nicer than what I say. So notice here the focus is on the verb. We're saying 你说的, and that that allows us to put an adverb onto the verb. Remember, 说得很好. Oh, that sounds really good. You said that really well. 你说的比我好听. You said that better than I did. Another example. 你走路走得比我快一点。你走路走得比我快一点. You walked faster than I did. You, walk road, walk the. 比我, so versus me or compared to me, quickly, 快一点. You walked more quickly than I did. Now note here we say 走路走的. We've seen this before. When we say a verb that has a noun afterwards or a verb-object pair, we have to say the verb again with a 的. 走路走得快. 走路走得很快. 走路走得比我快. So some takeaways for how we use be. Be always has to have a subject, another subject or object type, and then some kind of adjective. If we want to say it's only a little bit better than something, after the adjective we add 一点, as in 好一点, 快一点. And lastly, if we use it with a verb, we have to have the coming immediately after the verb. And usually we'll only say the verb at the beginning half. It's redundant to put it after the second thing. So 你说的比我好. I don't need to say 你说的比我说的好. It's very verbose. So the last thing we're going to talk about today is how we use 都. Now we know 都 in very simple situations. If I'm saying a plural object or a plural subject like 我们, I should probably say 都 afterwards. For instance, 我们都说中文。We all are speaking Chinese. 我们都说中文。We all are speaking Chinese. 我们都，他们都, whenever there's this kind of plural subject, right? Now, do actually has another really cool use. For instance, 我什么都没有。我什么都没有。什么都没有. So the do here is referring to 什么. And what is 什么? It just means something. What? Anything. So when I say 我什么都没有, first, 什么都 is kind of a fixed phrase. What it actually translates to is anything, something, anything at all. So if I say 我什么都没有, I'm saying I don't have anything. I have absolutely nothing. Let's look at another example and then we'll talk about them both. 他什么都吃。他什么都吃. So he eats everything. 他什么都吃. So what's happening here, what we see in both of these examples, 什么都 allows us to say all of a particular type of object, or all of something in a particular scenario, or none of something in a particular scenario, is done. 什么都吃, to eat everything. 什么都没有, to have nothing. 什么都不吃 would be to eat nothing. 什么都有 would be to have everything. I hope this has made it clear about how we can make direct comparisons using be, as well as how be can be used with verbs, so not just comparing to nouns. Additionally, I hope this concept of 什么都 makes sense. It's really frequently used, especially in phrases like 什么都没有 or 什么都吃, and you'll see it all over the place. Don't be confounded by it. 什么都 is a fixed word. 大家, that's all we have for today. I hope this class has been helpful, and I look forward to seeing you with our next video. If you enjoyed what you saw, like and subscribe. 大家, as always, 加油!